Welcome. I'm Susan Barnes, and thank you for joining me today. Given this is the first show, before we dive into meditation, I'm going to provide an overview of what you're getting yourself into. We find ourselves facing a great deal of uncertainty together, but the truth of the matter is that we have always lived in uncertainty. Routine gives us a sense of control in life, an element of predictability that grants us the perspective, the belief that there is order. This aspect of the human condition is what allows us to be a functioning member of our respective societies. We all agree to follow specified patterns and routines, acting together, rarely questioning the validity of our actions, and even more pressing, their respective consequences on ourselves, humanity at large, and the natural world. The world we live in is a direct reflection of the world we hold inside of us, our thoughts and beliefs, hopes and dreams, and our fears. At this time in our shared history, we have a rare moment to step off of this spinning globe and experience collective reflection and introspection. With this space, we can begin to examine the world we wish to live in and the parts of ourselves that can shift in order to allow for greater harmony, trust, peace, and love to become realized within us. And so it is my desire every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, by tuning in, you will be granted 45 minutes of possibility. One where you can tune in first to yourself through a short guided meditation, and then turn towards subject matter that will allow you to consider and contemplate the greater notion of the human condition. It is my hope that my segments will leave you with greater curiosity, clarity, and peace. Curiosity with yourself and those you share the earth with, clarity around how you show up in life, and peace with who you are. Each week, we will cover a different subject, and I will bring on guests that have direct experience with these topics to grant us key insights that can only come from having actually walked the talk. Today and Saturday segments will be shorter and just me, and the subject matter will be more conceptual. Today will be a brief insight around doing versus being. In the coming weeks, we will discuss relevant topics that are rather topical, such as navigating quarantine when you're alone or when you're in romantic partnership, navigating uncertainty, how to deepen our virtual connections through greater intimacy, and an examination of the evolution of human consciousness. I'm excited for our journey together. And with that, let's begin our meditation. Experienced meditators, please just bear with me for a few moments while I give direction to those who may be new to meditation. So, meditation allows for at least two things. We are taking our sophisticated extrasensory perceptive mechanisms that are always directed outwards, helping us to make sense of all of the stimulus we are receiving, and turning this extraordinary system inward, which helps us to cultivate something called introspective awareness, meaning we can begin to become aware of or notice the incredible amount of information that is coming through us all the time, through thoughts, emotions and feelings, and bodily sensations. The more we attune in, focus and attention, the more we understand this unique language that is communicating to us and informing us all the time. The second component of meditation is that in transitioning from our waking state to the meditative state, we are causing what is known as a de-excitation of the nervous system. This is similar to when you're sleeping. When we sleep, we are naturally in this de-excited state, which allows us much needed rest, rejuvenation, and the processing of stress that we have accumulated throughout our day and our lives. Meditation allows us to access a level of rest and rejuvenation and unstressing, accomplishing more in 20 minutes of sitting than in 20 minutes of sleeping. How cool is that? So, please find a comfortable seated position on some pillows or a cushion, with your lower back supported should you need it, ensuring that you are not laying down or inclined more than 45 degrees, as this will cause your brain to release the chemical melatonin and increase the likelihood that you actually fall asleep, which is what we're not trying to do that here. If at any time during your meditation you feel uncomfortable, just please feel free to adjust your seated position until you find a more comfortable place again. We will use the breath as an anchor, where you will place your attention whenever you find your mind drifting somewhere other than the present moment. If you find your mind filled with thoughts, that's totally fine. That's how most of us are existing these days. Either bring your attention back to your breath or my voice. Now, everyone, I invite you to please close your eyes. Draw attention to your breathing. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. Breathe in very deeply into your belly, filling it up. Then into your chest, holding it at the top, and releasing. Again, breathe deep into the belly, into the chest, holding at the top, and release. Let's do that one more time. Deep into the belly, into the chest, holding at the top, and release. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Begin to scan your body, noticing any place you may be holding any tension. Bring breath to these places. Could be your jaw. Loosen it. Could be your forehead. It may be your stomach. Go ahead, just let it out. Nobody's watching. It may be your thighs. It may be your shoulders. With each action, melt a little bit more. Allow yourself to relax. With each exhalation, see if you can relax a little further. In doing so, notice if anything happens. Notice if any thoughts come into being. Notice if in the releasing of the tension you experience a sensation or a feeling. Bear witness to it. Don't judge it. Observe. And let it go. Bring your awareness to your feet. The toes, the soles, the tops of the foot, and the ankle. When you place your awareness here, what do you notice inside of you? Continue to move your awareness upward to your calves and your shins. Feel these parts of you in space. place your awareness on your knees. Continue to move up to your thighs and your hamstrings. Bring your awareness to your sacrum and your hips and all that is encompassed within these parts of our body. Can you relax a little more? What is released when you do so? Feel your entire lower body in space. Tune into any subtle or overt emotions or sensations that arise when you place your awareness here. Now, let's move to our stomachs and lower back. Are these relaxed? When you do so, what do you find here? So much is carried in these places. Begin to move your awareness further up your torso, to your upper stomach, ribs, chest, middle and upper back. Tune into your heart and your heart center. Can you feel it beating in your chest? Do you feel any emotion or sensations? What immediate thoughts come into play, if any, when you rest your awareness here? If you feel a need to cry, by all means. Allow yourself to process the emotion, and if you feel comfortable enough to return to the meditation, you may do so. And if you've called it a day, that is also just fine. Or do you feel joy here? Gratitude, perhaps? Or perhaps nothingness? All of these are fine. All of these emotions make you human. Bring your awareness to your upper chest and your shoulders. Are you relaxed here? Are you still holding on to something? Feel the entirety of your torso and lower body in space. If you have found your mind wandering to some imagined past or future, bring yourself back to your breath, back to my voice, back to this present moment, this certainty. Allow your awareness now to move down your shoulders to your biceps and your triceps. Again, sense into what arises when we place our attention here. Down to our elbows. Next, our forearms and wrists. Our hands, palms, and fingers. Next, bring your awareness to your neck. The base of the skull. Your chin and your jaw. Slowly moving upwards to your cheeks and nose. Your cheekbones. Your lips and your eyes. Your ears and middle skull. Your eyebrows. Your temples. Your forehead. And finally, the top of your skull. Expand your awareness to encapsulate the entirety of your body. Feel your entire body in space. Feel the weight of it on your cushion or your pillow. Feel the life pulsating through it, vibrating. Feel into these subtle communications that are being expressed through emotion, feeling, bodily sensation, or thoughts. If the thoughts have distracted your awareness, bring your mind back to your breath and your breathing. Come back to your body. This presence that we have cultivated this is real and true. You are here. The simplicity of this moment reveals the beauty of this present moment. And the beauty of this present moment is something you may always access simply by sitting and connecting with your breath. This we can control. This we can always return to. I invite you once more to place your awareness on your heart and heart center. I invite you to begin to cultivate feelings of gratitude, of joy. These states and emotions that, while may be varied at times, always live within us. Feel in your heart the gratitude that you have for those that you love. Gratitude for those the gratitude for those who are caring for so many right now. If you wish, allow a smile to dance on your lips as you think of those you are grateful for, those you love, those who bring you joy. And feel into that sensation in your heart. This feeling, this sensation resides in you always. It can be accessed anytime you wish. With each inhalation, begin to expand this feeling of gratitude, this feeling of joy, outward, making this feeling and sensation bigger and bigger. Allow it to encapsulate the entirety of your body. Allow your heart to nurture you in this way. If you are finding this difficult to do, don't worry. This is a learned practice that can sometimes take time. But like all else, we can develop it and we can experience it. Be gentle with yourself. When you have encapsulated your body in the sensation and feeling of gratitude and joy, rest. Rest in this sensation. Rest in this great natural peace. From here, remember, this is true, this moment is real. All else dissolves when we focus on our present. This we may always return to. Begin to deepen your breath, inhaling through the nose, deeply into your belly, into your chest, and releasing. No need to hold at the top. Deeply into the belly, into the chest, and releasing slowly. Once more, deep into the belly, into the chest, and releasing. Keeping your eyes closed, allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Begin wiggling your fingers and toes. And very slowly, taking your time, as much time as you need, open your eyes. There is no rush here. Transitioning from meditative to waking state is a delicate process. Whenever you are ready, you may open your eyes. Stretch out your legs. Feel more comfortable. Shake out your legs if you need to. Either way, welcome back. So now it's time for today's insight, doing versus being. I want to offer a perspective on an area that doesn't receive much attention from us, primarily because we are all so busy in our days doing a myriad of things. We do so much that there really isn't any space to just be. And oftentimes when we are not doing anything, we are exhausted, spending time recovering from all the doing we usually do by tuning out somehow. You know the ways that we do this. I will now share a perspective on intentionally taking the time to just be without doing for your contemplation. This was inspired by a conversation that I had with my friend's mother 2 years ago. A stream of consciousness that was born out of a curiosity around an inability to actually just be, and a strong desire to always do. During a call with Jessica's mother, Pam, she mentioned that she had had a short period of being before feeling the need to do again. Why are so many people uncomfortable with being? Because it is harder to solidify a sense in the state of being. When I'm doing, my ego can attach to this doing as a means of justifying my existence. I do, therefore I am. When examining the opposite of doing, the obvious viewpoint is that in being, one is doing nothing, when it is quite the opposite. Just being is an incredibly profound and difficult state to exist in, I think, because you are consistently confronting yourself and your worldview. And you're working to reconcile it all. You have this space to examine, and in that space, many things come up. Primarily, the facing of ourselves, naked, without anything to readily attach to. One can attach to the concept of being as a means of ego identity, but that itself is also another form of doing. What I think can make the acceptance of being elusive is the fact that there are no definitive parameters to measure the success of being. When doing, we can create goals and tick those goals off one by one and say that we are progressing because we have accomplished what we have set out to do with these little tasks. But with doing and being, there's a definitive difference. In being, there isn't a definitive goal or an ending. One may begin with that intention to reach a goal through being, but as one progresses further and further into themselves, they become aware of the futile nature of creating a parameter in which to be. It dissolves, like all else. What I have found is that since we believe we know everything, we try to control life according to the knowing that we have accumulated. But as being yields new truths we have yet to understand or know, the rules of engagement change. And this may be too much for some. Too uncomfortable, too unpredictable, unable to fit into the little box of knowing that we have carefully crafted around ourselves. Now at this point, I may have touched a nerve that has created some discomfort. I am saving the world. I'm changing things for the better. What I'm doing matters. I matter. What I'm getting at is that you don't have to be doing things that you think matter in order to matter. I think our world might have a different look and feel if our culture would be more open and accepting to those who are choosing to be rather to do in our moments. We are human beings after all. I have found a frequent pattern among Americans, specifically New Yorkers, who I've had the pleasure to converse with. When the subject is broached, the question invariably arises, yes, but then what do you do all day? I am. I hope that this has opened up something in you that you will want to explore further and perhaps to examine its place in your life, if it has a place. I welcome any questions or comments that you may have about today's insight or meditation in general. It can be found on Instagram at LikeWaterSheFlows, or via email at ms.susanbarnes@gmail.com, and that's ms.susanbarnes@gmail.com. I would like to encourage you to make your own account to follow the Stimulus channel. They are doing incredible things here and have a lot of inspiring, interesting, and very weird, fun content that they're providing live streaming on a 24-hour basis. Use the chat box, and if you have the means, please donate to me, my fellow talented live streamers, and to charity if you find value in what it is that we are doing. There is, of course, no pressure to do so. We are happy to serve. I do hope you'll join me again. I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I also lead a weekly guided meditation in partnership with Kensho Health, an incredible holistic platform, on Wednesdays via Instagram Live at the same time. And that account is at Kensho Health. A big thank you to the Stimulus team. There are a bunch of people volunteering their time to champion this lovely initiative for charity and talent during this time, artists. And thank you to the Twitch team. And thank you so much for joining me today. It's been my honor. Wishing you and your loved ones wellness and inner peace. Ciao for now.